I'm really looking forward to this program. I think it will be extremely impactful, both as a foreign policy professional and as a human being. I think that the art of diplomacy is lost when we lose sight of the fact that policy in general is really just people-to-people relationship building. And I think that this cultural diplomacy exchange program is going to do just that. I'm really looking forward to connecting with world leaders and young professionals globally throughout the UAE exchange trip, as well as exploring the World Expo and amplifying youth voices.
Yeah, I think especially in the foreign policy sphere, we do a lot of reading, writing, researching, listening to podcasts, the news, what have you. And it's a really exceptional opportunity to be able to go to a country that you want to learn about and be able to learn about it from the people that reside in that country. And so I think what I'm most looking forward to is just being surprised by what we learn about ourselves, about each other, about the UAE, about foreign policy. And yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the UAE's most prominent and culturally unique sites, and their food.
I'm so excited to be joining this incredible cohort of 17 young professionals on their cultural diplomacy journey to the United Arab Emirates. This is an incredibly unique experience, one that takes into account each of the professional interests of each individual in the cohort and connects them to people, places, and organizations in the UAE involved with those interests. So this trip is completely curated for each cohort, which is really cool. We'll also be able to explore a bit of what the UAE has to offer, from the Burj Khalifa to the Grand Mosque to the variety of souks, maybe even a desert adventure.
I was super stoked when I heard about the CDE trip because the purpose of it is to help bridge cultural divides, and the UAE is such a major player in the international arena right now that having the opportunity to go and converse with people in the region about what they believe the relationship with the US and the UAE is an opportunity that could not be missed. So I'm counting the days, planning my wardrobe, and feeling incredibly blessed to be able to partake in this opportunity with these people at this time.
Working at the World Bank, we constantly use the UAE as a successful example of how climate change integration can take place at national levels, as well as on a more personal level. So I'm really excited to visit Masdar City and see more climate change innovations and understand how the UAE government was able to successfully integrate climate change in all its programming.
I think the most valuable aspect of this program as well is the chance to amplify and showcase to the rest of the YPFP globally, our own networks, cohorts, what our cohort will be exploring. The wonderful amplification of our voices, of our perspectives, of the people we meet, are able to be showcased in digital formats. So we can connect and showcase and make a splash on all the ways that we have learned and engaged throughout the week. So to be able to cultivate that package, share a highlights of the highlights video, as well as, a quick learning space and 101s on the different agencies we've met with, all of those opportunities are really exciting and allow for those that weren't able to make this program, but maybe hope to make another one, the chance to sort of directly connect with each of us. It will be a wonderful, wonderful space.
When it comes to learning about a culture and learning about a country, all the different communities within it, understanding the culture is so important to do through immersion. I'm so grateful that during this trip, I will be able to meet individuals, I will be able to taste the food and visit these incredible places to really learn about the perspectives of the people who live in the UAE and hopefully deepen my wisdom and my knowledge in the type of work that I do with perspectives that I have not yet seen or heard before.
I'm excited to talk to government officials and business leaders and discuss things such as immigration and international human rights. I really want to learn about how the government of the UAE and its business community deals with these pressing challenges despite having a different cultural and religious background compared to the United States.
I've really craved an experience in the UAE for so long because for the past 2 years I've been working as an analyst on Gulf security issues, and I still haven't been able to travel to the Gulf because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I really think that this program will be great for me because it affords me the opportunity to meet with NGOs, government leaders, and business leaders in the UAE so that I can understand the historical, cultural, and political underpinnings to the issues that I work on every single day.
Two of the reasons why I'm grateful about this is one, for having the chance of meeting with many different passionate people, all passionate about foreign policies but with different perspectives. And another one is for having the chance to have a look at the UAE effort in space exploration from within. So near their people, their policymakers, their engineers, their culture. And in general, I suggest joining a program like this to all young, passionate professionals, because this is something that can really enrich a person and that can make difference on your career. And also for companies, I think it can make a tremendous difference having access to young leaders, being able to inspire other people, having the right point of view in this extremely complex market. So I'm really looking forward to start this journey, and I wish everyone to have a great trip.
It's a really fascinating time to learn more about the United Arab Emirates and understanding how they perceive the future of the internet. To discuss with other young leaders about how they see the future working out for us and what internet resources are going to be available to us and how we could be able to further develop this. It will be interesting to meet with local business leaders and technical community to actually facilitate discussions about our perspectives and how we see the future together.
This experience to me is really an opportunity to expand my worldview and hopefully create a more inclusive and empathetic approach to solving the world's issues moving forward. And while the world has become more internet connected through technology and social media, it's still such a worthwhile experience going to a country and getting to witness the culture firsthand through conversation, food, music, architecture. And for me, that's the best way to develop a deeper understanding of a culture and its people. And as someone who works in international events, I'm really looking forward to getting a better understanding of how cultural events specifically, like the World Expo in Dubai, has had an impact on public diplomacy efforts in the UAE.
Being a law student, I'm eager to see how two vastly different political entities like the USA and the UAE work together to advance their shared interests. I'm confident that the connections I'll get to make on this trip will prove to be extremely beneficial for my future career as a lawyer, and the behind-the-scenes access we get to the debates and discussions that take place and eventually influence UAE's policy will be extremely useful.
The food is something I'm looking forward to. I'm a huge foodie. I'm looking forward to that almost as much as the warmth. Being able to go into the water and it not be frozen, and maybe some time on the beach. The different events we have scheduled are all cool. The fact that the World Expo is happening, I mean, that's I feel like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Certainly once in however many years I have left to go there while in the UAE.
I think the chance to really connect with a different country, with a different culture, and really engage in an immersive cultural experience is so incredibly valuable. I cannot wait to engage in this unparalleled cultural exchange, to get the chance to really chat to people who work in different fields and different areas, and learn all about them and their perspectives. And I think that's incredibly important in a time like this. I'm so excited to go. I am counting down the days. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I'm really grateful for the warm weather too. I'm really looking forward to that. So excited to see everyone in person.